Welcome back. We're wrapping up the month with Sitting with Shay J, and today we're focusing on financial literacy for youth. First of all, welcome. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you as well, Jenny. It's always a pleasure.
Financial literacy for youth.
Yes.
I mean, first of all, kiddos don't even always know what they don't know about money.
Right. We don't know about money, so they definitely
Right?
don't know.
So I guess why this topic? Why is this important to focus on?
Oh my gosh, because we want to get them while they're young, right? I sat down and I really did a deep dive into what do kids need to know at a young age, and was sitting with a financial expert as well as someone who is changing the game in literacy for children and financial literacy. He has a series called Wesley Learns, and Wesley learns investments. Wesley's learning how to really understand what money is like. Wesley's learning what currency looks like. Wesley's learning all these things, and it's really to advocate for children understanding at a young age that financial literacy is obtainable and necessary if we're gonna grow as working adults. And we know that there's that gap in financial literacy of what we don't know, and then what parents don't even know how to teach or don't know when to start teaching this. And he's made this so simple, like grab the book, read with your kid, or send your kid alone to read. It's summertime. Maybe they should go read in their room. But this is a great way to make it fun and make it bite-sized so kids can figure out how to really start making it, you know, kid-friendly, if you will.
Yeah. I mean, when we think kids, like little kid, teenagers, or all of the above? What
The
kids are we talking
amazing thing
about?
is he's saying kids can start as early as 5 years of age, really understanding these processes. And he says even when your kid's a little bit younger, it's okay to read this to them because, you know, kids are sponges. And so if we do our due diligence, they're gonna take it in and they're gonna be like, okay, this isn't foreign when it becomes, hey, it's a part of now your school curriculum. It doesn't become so foreign and so daunting. This is more of something that they can say, I know, I've heard about this, and now I wanna know more.
I think there's so many adults who are overwhelmed by finances that they just say, you know what, too much, too much. And if you start teaching these concepts when they're really little, I mean, from the value of a dollar when you're little to like a teenager, I mean, could you even rattle off a list? Like I'm thinking taxes, investments.
Come on. Investments is a big thing, right? And you're saying taxes, that's huge, as well as learning how to even say, do I need a bank account? Do I need a savings account? What does it look like to have these things like getting 401ks when I start to work? What does it look like to really map out my financial decisions and be smart about it? I think if I would have got that knowledge a little bit earlier, it would have been helpful, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I totally agree. And I think schools teach different levels of this thing, depending on where you grow up and who your parents are and where you go to school. You might not know any of this stuff.
Exactly.
Or you might have a head start, and then you can see that later, how much people will get ahead of you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And he was saying he was going into these schools and realizing that some kids had this vast experience with finances and other kids were saying, I've learned nothing about this, and especially in our Black and brown communities. So really making sure that we're getting this at an accessible rate for these children to learn.
Yeah, because what we would like to see is more people who are financially successful as adults.
Yes, that's what we would love to see. I would love that.
Okay, so my last thing before we go is it's summertime. Speaking of kiddos, so much time to fill for both moms and dads entertaining them and kids spending all their days. What's going on? What are you talking about?
Oh
kids
my
and summer
gosh,
activities?
busy summer activities. We want to keep them in camp. So we've been talking about different camps that are available as far as there's production camps. There is camps that are getting readiness for college or even just readiness to learn for the next grade level. If you need your kids invested in, I just want them in an education camp or I want them in fun camps. There's so many things available. So I give you the resources on the show. Please go watch the latest episode of Sitting with Shay J. Get the resources and make sure we keep these kids active because there's so many things. And even the kids that are looking for job opportunities, there are stipends for them to work as young as 14 years old.
Yeah.
So I know some of those 14-year-old kiddos are like, I can't work anywhere else. Well, the city has provided some stipends. So there's great information to keep our children busy during the summer.
Speaking of money, right? Get some money.
Get some money.
You know what you can do with money, kids?
Right. Exactly. You know, maybe your parents would be a little bit more flexible with what you can do this summer if you had a little bit of your own money.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know if kids know how expensive they can be.
They have no idea.
Shay J, thank you. It's always fun to see you.
Absolutely.
Don't forget, if you have a story idea, you can just email Shay at s.johnson@9news.com. And you can find every Sitting with Shay J on 9 News Plus. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks so much, Jenny.